A very warm welcome and good morning to dear all, my dear students. Hope you are taking good care of yourselves and staying home. Now let's start our new online session of English 2. Students, you have been writing various compositions and essays in your past standards. Now, there are mainly four types of essays. Which are they? Narrative, descriptive, expository, and persuasive. We are going to see a type of narrative essay today, an autobiography. Now, what are narrative essays, students? They are essays which are written about personal experiences in order to tell a story, same as in an autobiography. Yes, we are going to see an autobiography today, children. Okay? Students, we often confuse between a biography and an autobiography. So let's see the difference and understand what is a biography and an autobiography. A biography, children, is a complete information of a person's life which is written by the third person or someone else. Now let's see what is an autobiography. The word auto means self in biography. Now it is same as the biography means what? It is also the life story of an individual but written by himself. I hope, children, you understood the difference between an autobiography and a biography. I tell you again, an autobiography is a self-written life story. Okay? Now, let us see if we want to write an autobiography. What are the things that we have to keep in mind? Let's start. When a student is told to write an autobiography, it does not mean he should pen down his life history. Then what? The student should use his imagination and consider him to be in place of another person, animal, thing, and write about its life events. Now let's see the points to remember when we are writing an autobiography. The first point is always use I, me, my, mine, first person perspective. The story should be made as interesting as possible. It should be in a simple language. It must be in conversational style and like our everyday language. It should not be less than 5 paragraphs. Hence, the first thing that should be considered when you write an autobiography is to use the first person perspective. I, me, my, mine, etc. For example, I am a book. I am a pen, etc. Next thing is the story must be made as interesting as possible and in simple language and in conversational style. Means like we speak every day. Now, next let us see the autobiography is divided into. The first paragraph is the introduction paragraph. Then the early years. Then the middle years. Now this middle years can be divided into two paragraphs. Or the middle years will be in the second para and the last years in the third paragraph. Then conclusion, which will come in the last paragraph. Now children, when we are making 5 paragraphs, they should not be too lengthy. Otherwise, what happens that the story becomes very boring and uninteresting. Now, let us see the topic again. Let us revise it. Now, what we have seen is we have compared biography and autobiography. A biography is the story about a real person's life, but it is written by someone else. Whereas an autobiography is a story about a real person's life, but written by the person himself. Now, let's revise the points how to write an autobiography. Okay? The first one. Think yourself to be the person whose autobiography has to be written. Always use I, me, my, mine, first person perspective. Use simple language. Make the story interesting. Do not make it too lengthy. Okay, children? Now, let us see one example of the autobiography of a coin. Okay? Let us read it. An autobiography of a coin. I was born in a mint in Delhi many years ago. I was brand new then and shone like a star. On my face was impressed the effigy of the king, and on my other side I was stamped with my value. I was then thrown into a big sack with lots of others like me. One day I was sent off with my friends to the bank. I lay there in an old man's bag for many days. In this paragraph, the coin tells you about his birth. He was born in a mint and his first appearance that he had what he had on both of his sides. Okay. Can you see them? Okay. And he also tells us how he was sent to the bank from where he lay in an iron box. Now let's start the second paragraph. Okay. One morning, I was paid over the counter along with others to a gentleman. I went off jingling in his pocket, but I was no longer there as he gave me to a shopkeeper the same day. The shopkeeper looked pleased to get such a shiny new coin. Then he threw me into a drawer with a lot of other coins. Whenever he opened the drawer, I could see hundreds of things displayed on the shelves. Now, in the second paragraph, he tells you his early stages of life. When he has travelled from the bank to the gentleman's pocket and then to the shopkeeper. Okay, children? And from there he lay in the box. Now, let's go to the next paragraph. I was just getting used to my surroundings when someone picked me up and pushed me into his pocket. To my horror, I discovered that the pocket had a hole. And before long, I slipped and fell and found myself lying on a dirty street covered with dust. People stepped all over me with big heavy boots without realizing I was there. I cried out in pain, but nobody took any notice of me at all. Now, from this paragraph? What do we understand, children? He tells us about his next few or middle years of his life story where he fell down on a road from the torn pocket and became dirty and cried, but no one heard him or saw him. Okay, now let's turn to the next paragraph and let's read it. Finally, a little boy playing on the streets spotted me, and his eyes lit when he held and examined me. I knew I had made him happy. Just that thought wiped away all my earlier pain and discomfort. In a strange way, I realized I was needed, so I stayed on with the little boy when he kept me in a tiny little box. He would open the box, pick me up, and look at me every day. Then, once again, he would put me back into the box and close it. Now, in the next paragraph, he tells us how he made the child happy who got him and valued it. Then the person who had so much of money and did not care about one coin falling down from his pocket. Okay, children, now let's see the last or the concluding paragraph of the autobiography. Okay. One day, my owner, who had now grown up, realized that the marks and writings on me were too faded for me to be considered authentic. So I was taken back to the bank and exchanged with a brand new coin, just like I used to be many years ago. Now I am back to where I had started my journey from waiting to be taken to the mint. Now in this paragraph, let us see what the coin wants to tell us. In the last paragraph, he tells us about his last days, how he has come back to the place from where he started, and he ends on a positive note. He also gives us a message how new takes the place of old. Means you have to go on in life where every day there is a new beginning. Okay, children? Now, here you can see how that coin is going back to the mint. Yes? Now, here you will see the full autobiography that we read part by part or paragraph by paragraph. What you are going to do, children, now, you will view it and read it carefully again and write it down in your book. Thank you for watching patiently, students, and let's meet again in another session. Until then, goodbye.